love the Eagles as much as we do, then hit that subscribe button and stick with us at Eagles Nest News for all the drama, updates, and hype all season long. The NFL thrives on unexpected twists, and sometimes those twists come from players we thought had been left behind in the storylines of past seasons. The latest buzz taking over locker rooms, Twitter threads, and podcast debates is the shocking rumor that MEKHI Beckton, the massive offensive tackle once considered a cornerstone of the Jets' future, might be on the verge of a comeback in the unlikeliest of uniforms. Philadelphia, a city that prides itself on grit, attitude, and unexpected heroes, could be preparing to roll out the midnight green carpet for Beckton. Imagine the scene. Fans packing Lincoln Financial Field, roaring not only for their already dominant roster, but for a redemption story that feels straight out of a football fairy tale. It's the kind of move that makes you question whether front offices know something the rest of us don't. Because from the outside looking in, this is more than surprising. It's downright shocking. How did a player many thought might fade from the league entirely suddenly become part of a Super Bowl contender's plan? That's the million-dollar question, and it's why this rumor refuses to die down in conversations everywhere. When you peel back the layers of this rumor, the intrigue only gets deeper. Beckton, once hailed as one of the most physically gifted linemen in the league, became just as well known for his injuries and setbacks as he did for his potential. Fans remember the flashes, the way he could bulldoze defenders with sheer force, creating lanes that turned average runs into highlight reels. But those moments became few and far between as he battled knee issues, conditioning questions, and whispers about whether his love for the game matched his raw talent. That's what makes this Eagles rumor so electrifying. Philadelphia isn't just any franchise. They're a team that thrives on turning doubters into believers, on taking players discarded or overlooked and helping them rediscover their edge. Could Beckton be the next name added to that list? If there's one fan base that would eat up a comeback narrative, it's Eagles Nation, the same crowd that turned Nick Foles into a legend and never forgets when someone proves the critics wrong. The fit feels odd, yet almost poetic, which is why so many people are buying into the chatter. Of course, the timing makes this rumor even juicier. The Eagles are already one of the most stacked teams in the NFL, a group that bulldozes opponents with a dominant offensive line, a punishing running game, and a quarterback who seems built for moments of pressure. On paper, adding Beckton doesn't even feel like a need. It feels like a luxury, a bold move to deepen the trenches when most teams are just hoping to find 5 serviceable starters. That's what makes the story so irresistible. Why would a team already sitting at the top of the NFC pecking order take a gamble on a player whose career has been more headlines than highlights in recent years? Maybe it's about culture. Maybe it's about sending a message that no stone will be left unturned in the pursuit of another Lombardi trophy. Or maybe, just maybe, the Eagles see something the rest of the league has missed, a giant of a man finally ready to reclaim the career that once looked destined for stardom. Fans online are already split into 2 camps, and the debates are as fiery as you'd expect. On one side, you have those who see Beckton as a waste of a roster spot, a gamble not worth taking when the Eagles' line already dominates week in and week out. They bring up the injuries, the inconsistency, the weight battles, and argue that Philadelphia should focus its resources elsewhere. But on the other side, you have dreamers, believers in second chances, and people who love the idea of a comeback as much as they love the game itself. They talk about upside, about how talent like Beckton's doesn't just disappear, and about how if any city could fuel his fire again, it's Philadelphia. The arguments rage in comment sections, on radio shows, and in barbershops. And at the heart of it all is that thrilling uncertainty that makes sports so addictive. Nobody really knows how this will play out. The whispers from league insiders only pour gasoline on the fire. Some claim the Eagles have already had quiet conversations with Beckton's camp, testing the waters for interest and gauging what kind of shape he's truly in. Others insist it's just smoke, a clever way to stir up attention during a lull in the off-season cycle. But those who have watched Beckton train recently insist there's something different this time. They say he looks leaner, stronger, more focused than ever before. They say he's talking about the game with a hunger that hadn't been there in years. If that's true, then the Eagles might be looking at a perfect storm. A motivated player with a massive frame and untapped potential, walking into an environment tailor-made for resurgence. Whether or not the deal actually happens, just the possibility has fans buzzing like it's already real. From a narrative standpoint, it's almost too good. Think about it. A fallen star reborn in the city of brotherly love, a place that thrives on proving doubters wrong. If Beckton does land in Philly, every snap he plays would feel like part of a redemption arc, every pancake block a reminder of what could have been and what might still be. For the Eagles, it's low risk, high reward. If he falters, they're no worse off than before. But if he succeeds, even just as a rotational piece, it's another weapon in a war chest already overflowing with talent. It's no wonder the rumor has gained traction beyond Eagle circles, drawing the attention of national media and sparking speculation across the entire NFL landscape. Sometimes, the story itself is almost as powerful as the reality. And right now, this story has all the makings of a blockbuster. Philadelphia has always been a city of comebacks, both on and off the field. From Rocky running up the museum steps to the Eagles shocking the world in Super Bowl 52, this is a place where underdogs become legends. Adding MEKHI Beckton to that lore almost feels scripted, the kind of twist you'd expect from Hollywood sports drama. And maybe that's why fans are so eager to believe it, because deep down, we all crave the sight of someone picking themselves up and rewriting their story. For Beckton, the Eagles wouldn't just be a new team. They'd be a lifeline, a chance to silence years of doubt and prove that his career is far from finished. For the Eagles, it would be yet another example of their front office's willingness to think outside the box and trust their culture to do what others couldn't. Either way, the buzz doesn't feel like it's going away anytime soon. The real test will come in the weeks ahead. Training camps, preseason rosters, and the grueling grind of NFL preparation have a way of separating rumors from reality. If the Eagles do take this chance, the football world will be watching every detail. How Beckton moves and drills, how he fits into the locker room, how coaches talk about his progress. If it's all smoke, then the rumor will fade, just another footnote in the endless cycle of NFL gossip. But if it's real, then Philadelphia might be about to unleash one of the most fascinating redemption stories in recent memory. Either way, one thing's for certain. Right now, the name MEKHI Beckton is being spoken in Philly with more excitement and curiosity than it has been anywhere else in years. And in the world of sports, that alone is worth paying attention to. What makes this entire situation even more fascinating is how it highlights the Eagles' organizational philosophy. This isn't a team afraid of noise or risk. This is a front office that consistently finds ways to get better, even when everyone else says they're already at the top. The move for Beckton, if it does indeed happen, would be another example of Howie Roseman's willingness to zig when everyone else zags. Some general managers play it safe, sticking to the obvious choices and the sure bets. Philadelphia has never been that team. They look at upside, they look at environment, and they believe their culture can polish raw talent or repair broken confidence. And that's where Beckton comes in. He's still young, still enormous, and still gifted beyond almost anyone else at his position. If the locker room culture can pull that drive out of him again, suddenly what looked like a gamble becomes a masterstroke. That's why this rumor feels like it has legs, because the Eagles aren't just the type of team to make this move, they're the type of team that could actually make it work. From the perspective of the player himself, this potential comeback is about more than just football. For MEKHI Beckton, the Eagles would represent a chance at rewriting his entire narrative. Imagine being a player who entered the league with so much hype, with comparisons to legends of the game, only to watch that hype fade into doubt and disappointment. Every injury, every critique about conditioning, every whispered conversation about wasted talent, it all adds up, and it either breaks you or fuels you. If the buzz is true, and Beckton has truly reshaped his mindset and body, then stepping into Philadelphia becomes symbolic. It becomes about resilience, about proving to himself and the entire league that his story isn't over, it's just starting a new chapter. Fans often forget these athletes are humans too, carrying the weight of expectation and criticism on their shoulders. A comeback in Philadelphia would be redemption not only in headlines, but in self-belief, something that could reshape the rest of his career. Then there's the ripple effect to consider across the rest of the NFL. Rumors like this don't just stay local. They shift the way teams think, strategize, and react. If Philadelphia pulls this off and Beckton finds success, every other general manager will be asking why they didn't take the chance first. Suddenly, risky signings might not look so risky anymore. Teams might start giving more opportunities to players written off too early, betting on environment and culture instead of just raw statistics. The NFL is a copycat league, and the Eagles have often been the trendsetters. Whether it's innovative front office strategies, bold draft picks, or daring mid-season trades, they always seem to stay one step ahead of the curve. If this rumor turns into reality, it could be another example of Philadelphia reshaping the landscape, reminding everyone that in a league obsessed with numbers, sometimes the human element, the hunger for redemption, could be just as important. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Still, there's a reason people are so fascinated by the possibility. Sports, at their core, are about emotion. They're about the drama, the storylines, the sense that anything can happen when the lights come on and the crowd roars. MEKHI Beckton joining the Eagles checks all those boxes. It's unexpected, it's polarizing, and it's dripping with narrative weight. That's why talk shows can't stop bringing it up, why fans keep refreshing their feeds, and why the rumor refuses to fade. In a way, it doesn't even matter whether it ultimately happens. The story itself has already captured imaginations, giving fans something to argue about, something to hope for, and something to picture when they imagine the season ahead. And in today's NFL, sometimes the story is as important as the reality, because it keeps the league buzzing, keeps the fans engaged, and keeps the drama alive until the next big twist arrives. If this does move forward, the Eagles' locker room becomes one of the most intriguing dynamics in football. Veterans who already dominate at the position will suddenly share space with a guy trying to climb back from the bottom. Will they embrace him, push him, mentor him? Or will they see him as a distraction, someone who could disrupt chemistry in a unit built on trust and precision? Offensive line play is about more than size and strength. It's about cohesion, about 5 players moving as one. For Beckton, that means not only proving he can physically compete, but also showing he can mentally buy into the system and earn the respect of those around him. That challenge might be even harder than the on-field battles. Yet, if he can pull it off, it could become one of the most compelling redemption arcs we've seen in years, one that inspires not just fans but players across the league. Philadelphia itself is almost too perfect a backdrop for this rumor to ignore. This is a city that thrives on proving people wrong, a fan base that wears doubt like armor and demands toughness from everyone who wears their colors. If Beckton wants to restart his career anywhere, Philly feels like the right crucible. He'll face scrutiny. He'll hear the boos if he falters, but he'll also experience the unconditional love that comes when you give everything you have to this city. That duality, the pressure and the passion, might be exactly what he needs. Sometimes greatness is forged in fire, and in Philadelphia, the fire never dies. If he can withstand that, if he can thrive in that environment, then maybe the comeback isn't just possible, it's inevitable. Maybe the rumors aren't just noise, but the early whispers of something special about to unfold under the lights of Lincoln Financial Field. At the end of the day, whether the rumor materializes or fades, it has already accomplished something powerful. It has put MEKHI Beckton back into the conversation. A player whom many had all but forgotten is suddenly the subject of national debate, the center of a possible fairy tale return. That's the beauty of the NFL. It never stops surprising us, never stops giving us new characters, new arcs, and new reasons to watch. For Beckton, this could be the start of redemption. For the Eagles, it could be another shrewd move in their relentless pursuit of glory. And for the fans, it's a reminder of why we love the game. Because no matter how much we think we know, no matter how certain the experts sound, there's always room for the unexpected. And right now, the idea of MEKHI, Beckton, and Midnight Green is the kind of unexpected that makes football endlessly captivating. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.